everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be comparing all my Daniel Smith yellows and doing a little mixing at the end to see which yellow mixes the best. So stick around to the end and you see my favorite, and also you will see a major disaster. But I turned it into a learning experience. So if you like my channel and the content I have, stick around, hit the subscribe button, give me a like or dislike, and let me know which color is your favorite of Daniel Smith, because I'm just doing Daniel Smith today. So leave me a comment below so I can, we can talk about our favorite colors and why. So stay tuned, here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, I hope you stick around for a while and check out my other videos and look to see what's coming up in the future. Today I'm going to swatch out all the yellow colors I have for Daniel Smith. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's get started. Okay, as you can tell, I really like Daniel Smith. So I have, my goal is to collect every color. Now I can't buy every color all at once, so I collect every time I go to the art store. I pick up another tube or two, and I keep track of the colors that I don't have. Now you don't need every color, but I just want every color, so I collect them. So Daniel Smith is my favorite watercolor on the market, and I've tried several. So let's get started. And I have written down here all the yellow colors I have from Daniel Smith. So I'm going to swatch them, and I think I'll be able to swatch them large enough for you to get a good view. So I'm just going, and I have a little palette here. I have my water. I just have a cheap brush, but my favorite brush is the Da Vinci No. 4 Mastro brush. It's Kolinsky. It's a natural hair. It is my favorite brush to paint with. So, but I don't have many natural brushes. I mainly use synthetic brushes. Because, they're cheaper, they last, against some abuse, and I just picked this one up at a local big box store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try not to squeeze them out. I'm just going to take it from the top and then add some water and swatch them out on the page. This one's lemon yellow, and it's a nice bright yellow, and it is a good mixing color. It is, let's see what it says about light fastness. It gives it a 1. I think 5 being the best. So, I don't know if I'd have to get out my dot cards. So I can put that information, and that dot card information, I'll link that those dot cards for yellows in the iCard above. The next one I have is Hansa Yellow Light, and it's a series one. This one has a little bit, it's a little bit more opaque, I think. It's got a little bit more oomph to it, a little brighter. Let's see what it says about opaque. Like I said, I'm not finding this information on the tube. It says Series 1, Light Fastness 2. So it's a little bit more light fast than lemon yellow. You could probably get just as good as mixes out of that. Okay, the next one is Hansa Yellow Medium. This might be a little bit warmer than Hansa Yellow Light and lemon yellow, and it is. Yeah, that's just like the color of sunshine. And I don't believe these Hansa colors are granulating. It's just a little warmer than, and it's a series 2 and light fastness of 2. Now I'm gonna go with Hansa Yellow Deep, which probably is gonna be a little bit warmer yet, and it might even look a little orange compared to the others. Yeah. It's just really a warm yellow. Okay, now that was a really warm yellow leaning towards orange. Now we're going to go back to a cooler yellow, but it is a cadmium hue. It's not a true cadmium, but I don't think Daniel Smith uses any cadmium in their colors anymore. And cadmiums tend to be opaque, more opaque than other yellows. And that looks really close in color to Hansa Yellow Medium. So yeah, I think that's real close to Hansa Yellow Medium. And we might try out some mixing with both of those to see if they differ, because a cadmium yellow hue is a series 3, which is going to make it more expensive, and light fastness of 1. I'm going to have to check that out. Okay, now we're going to get into warmer earth tones. This one here is burgundy yellow ochre, and I looked at this. Instead of getting yellow ochre, I got this yellow ochre, which is burgundy yellow ochre, and I believe it was made in Burgundy, France. So that's why they call it burgundy yellow ochre. And it is an earth color, just a natural yellow ochre color. It's got some granulation to it. It is nice. Next one is Naples yellow. Now Naples yellow has white pigment in it, zinc white, aerolite yellow, Venetian red. So it's a mix. I like this to use sometimes in florals. It's a kind of a peachy skin tone. And I don't know, I like Naples yellow. Because of the white, it can be opaque. I just like having it on some palettes. So there's Naples yellow. Okay, the next one I'm gonna go for is quinacridone gold. Oh, and I forgot one. Okay, here, quinacridone gold. That just exploded on me. What am I gonna do? Stop the camera. Okay, you guys, I can't believe that happened. I've never had that happen to me. I've opened the cap on a watercolor before, and it kind of poof out a little bit. But I'm telling you, this one, quinacridone gold, and I've used it before. I don't know why it did that, but it exploded on me, and I had to take the time, and I got a whole half. I filled that explosion up a whole half pan. So I thought, what am I gonna do? I can't waste all that paint. So I just kind of scraped it off my fingers, and then took a brush and scraped it into a half pan. It's kind of messy, but we'll just save it and let it dry down. Put it in a palette somewhere. So it'll be good as long as you keep it, you know, let it dry away from the dust and stuff. But I did leave some on the brush so we could test it. And this is quinacridone gold. It kind of looks brown. I don't know if you can see that or not. The quinacridone gold, it kind of goes on brown. But if you blend it out, it goes to a really pretty yellow color. And I just love that on my palette. I just think that is such a pretty color, because you can get a deep saturation and you can get a really beautiful yellow. So I keep that in my yellow collection. The next one, let's hope we don't have another explosion, but you know, we're gonna keep it real here. This is Italian deep ochre. It kind of comes off brown, like a darker, you know, it really doesn't turn much of a yellow, kind of like that burgundy ochre, but it comes off more of a burnt sienna type color. But I keep it in my yellow collection because it's called ochre. Maybe you might want to put it in my brown collection, my brown drawer. Next, let's go to raw sienna. Now this is going to be kind of the same as a yellow ochre. Now that wants to explode too. raw sienna, and I bought this because I like the way it moves as an earth tone, because it will move and travel and do wonderful things when mixed with other colors. And I'll just show you here. I'll just go ahead and squeeze it out into this pan and get it out. Okay, so that's raw sienna. I'm gonna have to remember that. I got some stuff in the lid here that I will get out with a brush and make sure the brush is dry and just scoop it out of there. And well, I have to title this Avoid Disaster. It'll shrink as it dries. Okay, so there we go. We got raw sienna. And I got two more. So, and I forgot to put the name of the last. Now we're gonna go with Aussie Red Gold. Now I have a palette that I filled with Jean Haynes Master Set, and she has this on her palette. It's kind of an orange to start off with, but it will go out to a really warm yellow color, and which I think is beautiful. So I really like that. It kind of goes out to a Hansa yellow deep color, so I think that's really pretty. Now, my last one that I've got here, and my last one is Nickel Azo Yellow. It is one of my favorite yellows because of the way it moves. Here we go. We're gonna get it a little bit on the brush here. It is a beautiful, beautiful yellow, but it will move with into other colors, and it's so bright and beautiful. I just love it. It is my favorite yellow. Let's do a couple test mixes just to the side over here. Here is French Ultramarine, and I'm just going to put a little dollop out on this mixing palette so I can use it with each of the colors. I'm going to start off with lemon yellow. So I'm going to take a teeny tiny bit of lemon yellow, and I'm going to show you my mixing area here. So I got some water mixed in there, and I'm just going to take a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit of ultramarine blue, and mix that in there and get a pretty green, kind of a sap green. Okay, it loses some of its vibrancy. Let's do it with Hansa Yellow Light. So I'm going to do that, get a little bit of Hansa Yellow Light. That seems a little bit more bright on the palette than that lemon yellow. Okay, so I'm going to take this Hansa Yellow and mix it with just a tiny bit of ultramarine blue, and we'll get a similar looking green. This is Hansa Yellow Light. So we're just getting some different, seeing how these yellows mix with a typical color that you would have on your palette, ultramarine blue. And the next one is Hansa Yellow Medium. And we're just going to go down the list and mix them with ultramarine blue. So I'm going to go over here and put that Hansa Yellow Medium. Get a little bit of water, a little bit of ultramarine. Now, one thing about the ultramarine, let me zoom in a little bit, is it's a granulating color. So you'll see, like this lemon yellow, it's separating out. And I'll take a better resolution picture of it and put it at the end of the video. Okay, so this Hansa Yellow Deep, it leans more towards the orange, so blue is complement of orange, so it might neutralize it a little bit. Let's just take it from the cap here. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to put that Hansa Yellow Deep. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is a little bit duller. It's characteristic because it leans more towards orange. Yes, so see, it's going to be just a different kind of green, because orange is blue's complement. But that would be pretty doing landscapes. All right, now let's go with this cadmium yellow medium hue. So here's cadmium yellow medium hue. Now I have heard that the cadmium hues are not great for mixing as regular cadmium. Now I do have a cadmium yellow in another brand, True Cadmium, so, but we'll compare those in another video, and we'll just do a little series on this. Okay, so here is ultramarine blue with cadmium yellow medium hue. Very similar to these colors. Very sap greenish. Okay, so this burnt yellow ochre, burgundy yellow ochre. I don't know what we're going to get with this. It might turn a little bit neutral, like grayish. It did, because of the brown. Burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, but you know, that's pretty. That's pretty. That's just like a really neutralized gray color. And gosh, that could be a wonderful shadow. I really like that. So I might put these ochres in my neutral, my earth tone collection. Okay, so here's Naples yellow. And remember, it's a peachy color. It's got Venetian red in it and pigment white. Okay, it's going gray too. Let's get a little bit more Naples yellow, because I might have grabbed too much. I might have grabbed too much blue. It is going green a little bit, but it's kind of opaque. Which, let me think, what would that be good with? That color, good for maybe some vintage paintings. Because of the white, it's making it opaque. I just wanted to make sure I could get a transition color with it. And I did. It could be, you could put a little bit more blue and it would go gray, but more of an opaque gray. Where this other one is a more transparent gray. Okay, this quinacridone gold, we're going to put it right here. We're going to get some ultramarine and mix that in. It's really pretty. Oh, I really love that. I really love that. Yeah. I'm anxious to see how that dries down. Okay, that's quinacridone gold. Okay, now we're going to do Italian deep ochre. I think that's going to come out very similar to the burgundy yellow ochre and giving us a neutral gray. Let's see if my mixing color theory is correct. Add some water. Let's get a little bit of ultramarine blue. And yes, it's going to go gray, as expected. So see, if you know your color theory, you can get any color you want. And that's a very neutral gray. Very pretty, very pretty. And it's even granulating in the pan, so I expect that to have some really nice granulation to it when it dries down. So okay, let's do raw sienna. Raw sienna, add a little bit of water, and I suspect we're going to get a gray as well. Maybe a little bit warmer. We could add a little bit more ultramarine. Yeah, isn't that pretty? So I would say, you know, if you wanted a really dark inky color, you'd have to go with a browner, like a burnt umber or something, and do a lot heavier on your mixes. Okay, Aussie red gold. And I expect we're going to get a very similar neutralized color with this paint as well. This is really pretty, but remember, orange and blue are complements. So they're going to neutralize each other. That paint went a long way. Let's grab a little bit of, this might even make kind of a brown color. Yeah. Yes, it does. So that's good to know. I think that is a really nice brown. And then if you added a little bit more ultramarine blue, it might even go a darker brown. Yeah, that's nice. And our last one with Daniel Smith is going to be my favorite, Nickel Azo Yellow. Oh, this is my favorite yellow. I've got this in pans and I have 2 tubes. Okay, so there we go. It should make a lovely green. Okay, let's grab some ultramarine. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's a beautiful green. Oh yeah, that's really vibrant, nice, beautiful sap colored green. So yeah, that's my favorite out of all of them. I love the way it mixes, and not only with, and this is probably not dry, and I can show you, you know, when you drop a little bit of Nickel Azo Yellow into a painting, it just, you know, it's not so noticeable with that, but it just pushes the other pigment out of the way. So, you know, that's just gorgeous. I'll have to show you in another video when we go over the other yellows. My favorite by far is Hansa or Nickel Azo Yellow, and I love the mix, the way it mixes. I love the way it is when you drop it into other colors. But here is my collection of Daniel Smith yellows, and I'll take a picture and post pictures of all these close up at the end of the video. So thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button, and I'll have a link to all these colors linked in the description below. And don't forget to watch the dot cards video on Daniel Smith colors, which goes over me going over swatching them each individual. So thanks. See you later, guys. Bye.